Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Riverview. Welcome back in general. It's been over a week since we last live streamed because, well, last week I spent the entirety of the week in Louisville, Kentucky, from Tuesday all the way through this Sunday. And boy, that was a great farm show. It's great meeting David and hooking up with a couple other folks in the channel, as well as talking to all the folks at the farm show itself. Got to meet a lot of cool folks and, well, talk to a couple folks about the game and their stuff, either in the game or, well, in some folks' case, coming to the game. So pretty interesting information there. What's up, Waylon? Tony, how you doing? Jonathan V, Farmer G, how's it going? I've got just one more video to publish of the farm show, and it is the supercut. It's over 6 hours of farm show coverage. That'll be coming out maybe tomorrow morning. Thought this field was ready to harvest. Nope. Next month. That's fine. That's fine. We got plenty to do. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We got the Nexat pack coming to Farm Sim 25 in just a few weeks. Right, that's news that dropped Tuesday morning as I was driving through very winter weather. Phone was blowing up and I couldn't do anything but keep my eyes on the road as I was driving on snow-covered interstates. And then Friday we had our fact sheet. Single fact sheet. A little bit of a disappointment, I think. And what am I doing? A little bit of a disappointment with respect to information from the Nexat pack. Hopefully we will get more than a single fact sheet this coming Friday. But as one might be able to extrapolate, I decided not to do a video on a single fact sheet. What's up, Ravenhawk? Stefan, thank you. Thank you, glad you enjoyed it. Evening, David. We were just talking a little bit about the show. How fun it was to meet up with you, your wife, and your friend. Hang out for a few days. Let's go park this over here so we're ready to harvest next month. We upgraded our harvester to the Lexion that came out just today. And I'm thinking about changing maps. I've got a poll going. Please vote. If you vote other, you put the map name that you are interested in chat. You had to catch up to me multiple times. I tell you, when I get going, I get going. Maybe next year I'll put a step counter or a distance counter on so I know how many miles I move. Although it might not work because the phone's in a gimbal. The whole idea of a gimbal is it's not being jarred around, so it probably won't keep track of it very well. So change of plans there, I guess. So we got a little bit of straw here to pick up. Then I guess we'll do some field work on these fields, see what kind of contracts we got going on. I'd rather not burn through an entire day. Maybe it wasn't configured for non-Aussie steps. Maybe I had to walk backwards. How was your factory tour? That has happened, right? Does that not happen? We got a little bit of snow today yet. What's up, Midwest Farmer? How's it going? What's up, Mike? Ask your question. Ask away. Alright, let's park this here. See what's up. EX up 34. What is up? How's it doing down there? So we need... You know what? You know what? I feel like doing something. I don't think I own a slurry tanker. Let's see, we own so much stuff. Oh, we do. We got that. What is up, everybody, and welcome back. It has been nearly a week and a half since we were last together. Last Monday, and then Tuesday, I headed out to the National Farm and Machine Show in Louisville, Kentucky. Spent all of last week in Kentucky, got back into town Sunday evening. Had 2 map videos to do, so we didn't live stream ATS on Sunday. We didn't live stream on Monday because we had another map to do. Yesterday I put together the tractor pull video and a couple other things. So tonight's our first night back together, and I have to say it is great being back together with you all in live format. Met lots of cool folks over at the National Farm Machine Show. Met David all the way from Australia. Met a couple other folks from the Discord and the YouTube. No idea about sushi bagels and chocolate chip cookies. I did not film those tiles falling, no. I had no room. So I was lucky to be able to rotate around enough to get most of the run in frame. All right, we need to get an applicator, I think, for this. Let's see, let's see. Oh, this is just transport. I don't have enough money to do that. So we're not fertilizing with slurry. Yeah, I'd say probably the best seat for recording those runs would have been the seat you were in on Saturday, because it was the aisle seat with the aisle basically down track from you, so you could rotate into the aisleway. Because on Thursday or Friday when I had the aisle seat, I was rotating in towards all the other seats. Farm production? What farm production mod? You mean this? This is built into the map. I don't know, Mike. I don't know. Other than that, theoretically, they're able to put other ads on the billboard. I've been on Riverbend for at least a month, 2 months. I was on a modded Riverbend for a while. I haven't played Farm Sim since last Wednesday. I've done some recording of Farm Sim, but that's not really the same. Oh, Midwest Farmer, no problem, no problem. Although it's never too late to be making plans for next year's show. Next year's show is going to be February 10th through 14th. Calmston Farm did have a name change to Oak something Farm. I've changed the video title. I changed the thumbnail on that. We had a great chat with a guy from Hilco. Hilco at the farm show was advertising a lot of their products, as would any vendor, but they had Farm Sim 22 set up, and they had a harvester, John Deere harvester set up from JHHG, I think is the initials, and they had done a mod of the Hilco leveling system, and they were showing that off. They were saying that the Hilco leveling system was coming to Farm Sim 25, probably as a mod, and a few other things from them were planned to come to Farm Sim 25 as well in the future. So that was really cool to see. There was a special Farm Sim build for Gearinghoff, then a Farm Sim build for New Holland. Arcusin had Farm Sim set up. Those are the ones that I'm remembering off the top of my head. Apparently it was repaired at some point, or was optional at some point, or operational at some point. Somebody put a comment in the video that it was running Farm Sim 22, which somewhat makes sense because they had a special build made for FS22 that they were running last year, where they were showing off the CR11. So it only makes sense to use that same setup this year as well. It's still fairly relevant. Yeah, I booked a house. It was cheaper. It was cheaper per night than the hotel room, and closer. So I got a kitchen. Right, I'll probably just whip up some breakfast each morning. Theoretically, instead of eating out every night, I could just make quick meals in the kitchen. Laundry, right? So I just need to bring laundry detergent and stuff, and I don't have to worry about coming home with a suitcase packed full of dirty clothes and all that jazz. When I get back, I can just do it like the night before we leave, or I leave. Old Man Gaming, what is up, sir? What is up? Alright, let's see. I want to make solid fertilizer. Where is it? What do I need to make this? Digestate, manure, methane, and water. Digestate. Yes. Manure. Yes. Methane. Yes. Water. No. What does this enable watering? What does that do? I have no idea. Any rate, let's go get that started. That sounds awful. Deep fried cheese curds sounds terrible. It can't hold a candle to deep fried Snickers. Oh, so you gotta prime the pump, so to speak. See, when I had cravings for gummy bears, I found the most fabulous gummy bears ever at Public. Black Forest gummy bears are amazing. And gummy worms, amazing. Alright, let's go down by the river. And while we're filling this up, let's talk about the Nexat pack. Coming on March 11th. Who saw that coming? Oh, you know that. The water ripples, they do not get old. Here we are, folks. The Nexat pack coming to Farm Sim on March 11th. Right, 12 things. Right, we've got the carrier unit. We have the Dan. We're just gonna say damn man because that's the way I'm gonna pronounce it. All right, if you don't like it, you get over it. We got the damn man sprayer, massive working width on that thing. We've got the harvesting unit with a Gearinghoff header. So we talked to Gearinghoff, or more like David talked to Gearinghoff, because I'd rather not talk to a single soul at the farm show. But at any rate, David talked to Gearinghoff about the Nexat pack, and they were excited to have that coming in the game. I think we even saw. I don't think we did. We see this 50-foot header. We saw so many headers there. We've got the seating module. That is from. I will remember it after I no longer am streaming. Oh, we'll figure it out later. The seed chopper. Right, we have then, right, we can no-till seed. We can cultivate with this thing. There it is running down the road. With the slurry module. We've got the slurry module right here, the Weenhoff. March 11th, 2025, right? We've got 2 more DLCs coming in Q2 and Q3. Q2, we also have, cue it up, precision farming. Some folks are thinking April for precision farming. And then Q4, we have a new expansion. Mikhail was at the show. Mikhail would be a really awesome brand to have come in Q4, wouldn't it? The guy we were talking to, Mikhail, didn't know anything about it, or he was pretending to not know anything about it. Pretty interesting story about the origin of Mikhail. If you don't know, go look it up, but apparently they started out with poo pumps. Yeah, with poo pumps. All right, so that is the next set. Dave met a fellow Aussie down at the show. I walked into a booth, and the company's name is Thunderstruck. And I was like, Thunderstruck, like AC/DC. And the guy's like, yeah. And then David starts chatting it up with him. Turns out they're like neighbors. So if you are inclined to pre-order the next hat pack, if you don't have the Year 1 Season Pass, I do have a link to that now in the description under all the Giants stuff. It is for PC players, the affiliate link, of course. It would be much appreciated. I mean, if you're from Australia, then yeah, you're neighbors. And then we had the fact sheet for last Friday. The carrier vehicle. Let's move out of here. This thing is loud. We have the carrier vehicle. 1,100 horsepower. 24.5 tons, basically. Variable CVT transmission. 15 mile per hour road speed. You're not getting anywhere fast with that thing, that's for sure. Then we have the damn man, because why else pronounce it? Sprayer unit, 22,000 liter sprayer capacity, 56 meter boom width, 11.6 tons itself, 7 mile per hour working speed. And of course, the coolest thing with the Nexat pack is, since you have the carrier vehicle and all the implements connect to it, you've got the same, right, you're driving down the same portions of the field. And rumor has it that there will be a yield bonus as a result of using the Nexat pack. Quite possibly very similar to the yield bonus with the MacDon Swather. I don't know. That might be a challenge. It might be a challenge. Of course, not everything is built for every map. You wouldn't bring the Big Bud out here on this map. So it's, of course, up to the player to play appropriately with proper sized machinery. But the new 4X map that I just did a video on yesterday, that one would work quite swimmingly, I think. Pallet and Gainey, I think that would work quite well on that map as well. Those fields are fairly big. Alright, that should be enough water. Yeah, with the four-wheel steer, it could theoretically have quite a impressive turning radius. Think about the four-wheel steer on some telehandlers, four-wheel steer on some tractors. We, of course, will be providing, assuming Giants is gracious enough to provide us with a early release copy, which I have no doubt that they will. We'll be, of course, providing early access streams to that the weekend before release. That is typically the time frame. Got a few more weeks of fact sheets. Alright, let's check our fertilizer. It is running. So, since we have water in here, we should be able to hit enable watering. and that should keep water levels. We'll see. Ah, we can't talk too much about that, David. Remember, secrecy. Secrecy. Oh my gosh, can I just get through the opening? No, I can't, apparently. While this guy runs, let's do a little bit of housekeeping and talk about Apex Gaming Computer, channel partner. Great place to go if you are looking to upgrade or pick up a gaming machine right now. 25% off site-wide for the winter savings sale. So $1,209 will get you the Homesteader configuration. Ryzen 5600X, 240mm AIO, 16 gigs of RAM, 7700 XT GPU, 1 terabyte NVMe drive, 750 watt power supply. So you got plenty of room to further expand into the future. 1900 will get you the Rancher configuration, 9600X, 240mm AIO, GeForce 4070 Super. And with the 50 series coming out, the 5070 Ti releasing tomorrow, reviews are out, and it sounds like no one's overly impressed with the performance to the price. That makes the 4000 series still very viable and interesting. The 1 terabyte NVMe drive, again, 750 watt power supply, plenty of ability to room to grow there and expand. Apex Gaming Computers down in the link below. If none of those configs interest you, go to Gaming PCs here at the top, and well, maybe you're looking for an Intel model or something else. Again, 25% off site-wide, and if you use the link in the description, I'll get a little bit of credit. Oh, David, you never told me what the wife thought about the hat I got her. I completely forgot to ask. Friday night and Saturday. And I never saw. Did you do the factory tour yet? Case tour. But the question is, did she wear it? For those not in the know, David's wife got me a John Deere hat because she knew how much I would love to wear it. So I managed to scarf up a foam corncob hat at the show. I don't remember the company that the corncob hat was for. But it was a good old foam corncob hat. And I gifted that to David's wife as a thank you for gifting me the John Deere hat. We tried to get giant Toro cowboy hats, but they had given the whole semi-load away by the time we got to the Toro booth. You've probably seen the Toro cowboy hats in the coverage. It would be awesome if we had enough fertilizer to get all these fields. I think I skipped one. Nope, I didn't skip one. Oh, cool. Did you learn about the eagle? The Case Eagle. I forgot to mention to learn about the Case Eagle. It's a really interesting story about the mascot. Alright, so we have enough fertilizer to get these fields done. And now we can fertilize the other field once it's ready to harvest. Let's start some rolling, and we'll go and get rid of our pallets here. FarmSim VR coming out in less than, well, a week and a half, I guess. What did you think of the museum? All those various Case tractors. International tractors. Field not ready for this work? Fine. Then don't tell me it needs rolling. Calmer hat. Yeah, typically. But it shouldn't tell me I need rolling until after I plant then. And we still have in Q1, right, the release of the next set pack. We have patch 1.6 coming at some point. We have the free content update coming at some point as well. We still have the Silver Run Forest map coming. And another map remastered coming. All the next month and a week and a half, right? So 4.5 weeks, 5.5 weeks at this point. There's a lot coming up in Q2 as well, right? We got another DLC. We have precision farming. Potentially another content update. Another patch, because typically DLCs are preceded with a patch. If I'm remembering correctly, content updates are usually encompassed with a patch as well. Oh my gosh, seriously. There was a lot of stuff at the farm show being represented with respect to precision planting and other things like that. So it would be nice to see more in-depth added to precision farming update. What's up, Nick Train Fan? How's it going? We're just going to run this down to the old dairy. And I think we'll give another 5 minutes on the poll. If you haven't voted on the poll, please do so. What map would you like to see me bring in as we move away from Riverview? Thought we had some pretty decent maps drop last week and early this week. I haven't looked in the forum to see where Giants is with respect to number of days testing. See if that's shortened up any. There is not a way to define where things get distributed. They would get distributed evenly across all of the other productions that take that input. I don't know why. You won't take that, but at any rate, we got that done. I don't know. To be quite honest, I don't live by mods. Like, there are some people whose entire life is revolving around what mods are being tested and out and released, and for me, they're an add-on to the game. They're not the game. So I don't know if there was a mod in 22 that let you physically map out production. But if you have multiple dairies and you distribute something to that dairy, or if you distribute, let's say, chocolate, no. If you distribute sugar, then it's going to go to all of the dairies. Farm shop. Farmer's market. Farm shop. We're going to the farm shop. That's where we're going. I mean, at that point, you just need to transport manually what you want to go to a specific dairy. It's kind of the gist of, with automation, you get simplicity. So you're hiring somebody to just take your input to the dairies. And all he knows is he's got 3 stops to make. But if you do it yourself, right? Nothing's better than doing it yourself. If you do it yourself, then you can put it where you want it to go. Or you can break up that percentage differently. GoldenEye, a member for 46 months. 2 months short of that fabled 4 years of membership. Thank you for being a farm baron. I didn't prep this stream, so I don't have the farm baron names. So this video is brought to you by you guys, all the channel members. Thank you all for being farm hands, farm bosses, farm barons, and farm kings. What the heck? Where is this place at? Wait, what? Oh. I thought the farm shop was like over here somewhere. Okay. What did you do in minus 20C? Are you still with that little light jacket? Have you experienced not being able to feel your face? Oh, Golden Eye, I don't get lost that much. Are you going to tell folks when you get back to Australia that Americans are crazy because their brain is frozen? It's just so cold. All right, we have concluded the poll. 40 votes. Schwizing Bahnhof. I had somebody put a comment that I'm supposed to go to Google and look up how to pronounce it. I guess they didn't watch the video where I said I went to Google and this is how it said to pronounce it. Other, but well, 30% other. but nobody suggested a map by writing it in chat. So that kind of eliminates other as an option. All right, we're not getting snow in August. That is literally not possible. No, we got maybe 2 inches today. Supposedly some more coming tonight. Are you freaking kidding me, people? %, Allegheny, and 12% Limping. How in-depth my questions were? Or how in-depth our questions were? As I really don't recall asking that many thought-provoking questions. Oh, yes. Okay, the group's questions. I'll give you that, yeah. I mean, overall, the folks that have invested a significant amount of time into the game would naturally have some level of interest not only in the game, but interest in the foundation of what the game's about, meaning agriculture. And well, a fair bit of them are pretty passionate about the machines that are used. For the most part, most of us in our life will never have an opportunity to drive a real Kloss harvester. But all of us have that same opportunity here in game. So when that Kloss harvester can look as real to life as possible, and when we have controls that are real to life, then you go and get into a real thing. You'd be like, oh, well, how does this work? How do you do that? Right? And then the whole production factory standpoint of how do these tractors get put together. The fact that they're software tuned. You want to increase the horsepower, you just drop a new tune on it. And to some degree that opens up an industry. Right, you had our hotel buddies. That they've got a whole business around around third-party tuning and enhancing the power on your tractors. Are those giant milling machines to mill out the big blocks of aluminum? All the gears that go into the CVT transmissions. It is Farmer G, it is. And to some degree, right, Farm Sim VR will bring a little bit of that to MetaQuest players. And I really hope whatever's coming next, Farm Sim 28, let's say, I really hope Farm Sim 28 incorporates IC controls. So you come in here, let's say you hold shift down, or you hold right shift down, and you get a little button that you can click on in order to extend the pipe. Or you get a button to basically activate the ignition. You get a button to open the door, you know. So I tell you what I was thinking with respect to these maps. I was thinking Lipinki would definitely be up my aisle because of its smaller size. I was thinking Swizzing Banghoff, even though it's 4X. There's plenty of smaller fields on that map. 18 farm choices to pick from. I'm sure I could carve a little area out on that map. Allegheny, I really thought I would probably avoid that one. Those fields just seem too big for my tastes, too big for our limited time together. We've already played that, Jeremy. We played that for like a month and a half. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things with Farm Sim is your player character height. Right, your character height is so high. You're so tall that you lose your sense of scale as to how big this thing really is. Right, like this is really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps to get up into that. That's at least 7 feet off the ground, if not 8 feet off the ground. But when you're just standing here, you're like, oh, well, that's just above my eye height. It's your character in game is literally a giant. So then when you go to things like the farm show and you realize that the tracks or the tires on a harvester are taller than most of the adults walking past it, then you realize that what you thought was maybe 6 feet off the ground is more like 7 to 7.5 feet off the ground. What's up, crazy boy Don? How's it going? Now, the next big show that I'm going to be at is going to be PAX East. That is May, like 7th through 10th or something. I need to look it up. May 11th, May 8th through 11th. May 8th through 11th. It's going to be in Boston. Not exactly the most accessible for lots of folks, for sure. But if you're on the northeast coast of the U.S., the southeast area of Canada, maybe, then PAX East might be something worth checking out. If you're into gaming, well, there's plenty of opportunity to be gaming because it's a show all about basically independent game publishers and games. There's also a PAX West that's typically held in early September. Not a good time frame for me with respect to my real job, but Giants will be at both PAX East and West again this year. So if you're on the West Coast, PAX West, it's up in Seattle, Washington, if I am correct, and then PAX East is in Boston, Massachusetts. And then the scale on these auger wagons, right? So, like this auger wagon, right? The belt on this thing, it's like 3.5, 4 feet wide. It was at the farm show. How about that Amazon fertilizer spreader? Right? It's like the size of a car, strapped on the back of a tractor. Let's go. Let's go. I wonder if Giants will have a meta quest set up at PAX showing off Farm VR. That would be interesting. That was the Apache sprayer. Crazy Boy Don, were you at the show, or you just talking from seeing seeing the videos? I was a little disappointed that MacDon didn't have the swather this year. They had their swather the first year I went. Oh, then yes, okay. Well, it was great meeting up with you. After I walked through the craft area, I went back to what I was going to get initially, which was those wooden animals. I've gotten wooden animals for the kids the last 2 years, so I just added to their collection. I got the daughter a little squirrel and the boy a turtle. And then I was looking for you and I couldn't find you, so, but then my back was killing me. And I was like, nah, I gotta go. Plus I was dead tired. I only had 2.5 hours sleep the night before. I tell you what, if I do tractor pull again, I'm only gonna do Saturday. I got a frog. We already got a frog. But I like him. No. No, it was up in the craft. It was up in the mezzanine. Over on south side. You had to go up the escalator. And then there's a big craft room. Lots of toy tractors. Lots of clothing options. Bunch of other stuff. Oh, they had like those. Oh, they had all kinds of things. I mean, they're collectors. They're not true toys. They're collectors. But yeah, some of those things can get quite costly. I went back to the fudge booth and I didn't see you. Oh, I saw some that were over 200. This year's diorama was pretty cool. They're big boy toys is what they are. They're weights for shelves and mantles. No surprise comments on the tractor pull, on the lack of green in the finals. I know what Tuki will say. Tuki will say it's rigged. Are you going to move, or are you just going to sit there until I get back? Don't we have some of that, Mr. Dio? Delilah, it's full throttle the whole way. We don't want to lose any momentum. Scooter, what's up? We saw your coffee shop. No, I don't drink that foul liquid. Mikey, the trip was exhausting. I'm still tired. I'll probably be tired until this weekend. Oh. Well, I'm glad to hear you made it to testing as well. These are things you uploaded back in December. "23 days, my arse," with respect to pending testing. I was thinking about your mods earlier today when I was looking at the mod dump. Farmer G, you wanted it to fail, right? I tell you what, though, seeing David get excited about getting up in the farm machinery, it was fun. It was fun to see grown men get excited about machinery like that. I mean, if you want to. Well, Spikey, it starts with looking online. There's plenty of tutorials on mapping and modding. But the first place to start would be to sign up with Giants' developer network, GDN. If you just Google GDN, you should find it. That would then get you download links to Giants editor and a few other things. Farm Sim 22's modding tutorials are available up there. Some other documentation is available up there. Most people start modding by tinkering with existing in-game things by exporting them via the editor. I'm just glad to have my additional game settings, so I get my camera smoothing and I get rid of the little circle. I was going to ask you if you'd recovered yet. Sounds like the answer to that is no. Farm Sim uses Lua. I don't know what LSL is. But yeah, definitely sign up at GDN and go to it from there. Oh, yeah. NyQuil, Sudafed, and Flonase. There is a book out. I think it's available for download for free. Scripting and Farming Simulator 20 Farming Simulator. It might be available over in a GDN. There's also a modeling in Farm Sim. I think it's like a Blender book. I think both are put out by A Press. So, who's seen the Schweezing Bangenhoff map video? And what do y'all think of that map? Is that like a script editor? Scooter? Oh, that's disappointing. It was flowing through the bottom of the trailer. It would be too much to ask to have it be like a plug-in for Notepad++. So, except if you're talking about Calmden, that's the rumor that's going around, is it was renamed with respect to, I guess, respecting the privacy of the farmers in the area for which the map is made, or if the actual farm that is the center of the map is Calmden, then to kind of shadow or hide the fact. It wouldn't surprise me if people aren't just coming up on people's farms because, they think they've played it in the game, right? Like, what's wrong with just walking up on someone's property? I would say Notepad++ is like the go-to for any text editor. If you're writing any sort of format-based file, XML, Java, JSON, YAML, and the like, because it color codes things. Right, so if you have, your opening brackets, your closing brackets, and all of that formatting, it all gets color-coded. So if you're missing something, then the coloring gets all messed up. And there are a ton of plugins. Like diff. Diff is my favorite. Where you can say, all right, here's two files, show me the differences, go to town. There's tons of others. It's definitely worth checking out. There you go. Yeah, I mean, like the Millennial Farmer map, they've got that sign now at the road, even on the map. I'm gonna take this load down to the bakery. We got to, David got to meet Millennial Farmer. I got to meet Millennial Farmer a little bit at the farm show on, I guess it was Wednesday. No, Thursday. It was Thursday. No, it was Monday. It was first day. Tuesday. And it was toward the end of the day. He'd done all of his appearances, if you will. It was just still hanging out at the John Deere booth area, and we were on our way out, just kind of walking around. I was done filming for the day, and got to talk to him for a few minutes. Yeah, the important thing to remember is all these people are people, right? They're just like you. They're just like me. They're just like the guy next door. And it was probably 2 days after we chatted that I thought, you know, I probably could have gotten the phone out and set up and recorded a little bit of that, but he's been in front of the camera all day. He's had his camera face on all day, right? You just lay back and just hang out. That's what these people want. They just want to be, I'm just an average Joe. I don't want to be YouTube personality all the time, every day. Wait, Scooter, you wear socks? Are those, don't tell me you wear those new age toe socks, where each toe has its own little individual sock. Well, Spiky, maybe next year. Maybe next year. February 10th through 14th. You know, you can always bring her out for Valentine's Day. I can't think of a better way to say I love you than bringing your fiance out to a tractor show. Saturday night, you can go to the tractor pull. Oh, Tony, you don't even want to know what David calls flip-flops. Let's just say, in America, you don't wear them on your feet. I mean, it sounds like a great birthday present, too. Come out to farm show and climb on tractors. It's on Saturday. That's a family day anyway. I've completely passed the field. I mean, I'm trying to get the likes of Scooter and Kooky and Schultz out there. I gotta show Tukey there's tractors other than orange. Schultz seems to be confused and thinks green is still good. I probably. Like, I don't diff too often. But when I do, it's Notepad++ and whatever the plugin was. Oh, there was a really cool segment I did day 3 related to Suckgoop, one of the bin companies. They had a really cool new sweep. I thought it was a cool new sweep because 30 plus years ago, I was the kid getting in the bin to clean it out. I was the dude who was hopping over the spinny auger that was racing around the bin. And wasn't an auger, it's a paddle. And basically it's completely encased other than the very bottom. Electric motor. Can be completely buried. It was pretty cool. It may have been. It was one of the bins. Day 3 had a lot of bins. Day 4 had a lot of drones. If you haven't watched the drone day 4 video, there's a mini drinking game. You gotta take a drink every time I say the word drone. Or there's a drone on the screen. Let's just say that I've been around the horn a while. It's aptly named. It's compare plus more. Thus, compare plus. Wait till they come out with something that does even more. Then it'll be plus plus. Alright, catch you later. We're going to be going on for about another 15 minutes, so you're not going to miss too much. Oh, so a little bit of housekeeping. Tomorrow I will probably release the last video for the National Farm Machine Show. It's going to be a super cut. It's going to be all 4 days combined into a single video, rendered out in 4K. So all the other 4 days are rendered out in 1080p. They were recorded in 4K, but they're rendered out in 1080p simply because of, well, hotel Wi-Fi still is like 2 hours to upload a 1080p video. Would have probably been like 4 hours to upload a 4K video. So at any rate, we're gonna have high quality 4K footage in that. And then we released yesterday or last night the tractor pull video, which basically has us walking through the pits getting kind of up close with all of the trucks and tractors that competed in the bowl. And then the last part of the video is Saturday night finals. I managed to record the winning poll of each category, so that was kind of nice. So I put that in. We've got fact sheets coming Friday. That's no secret. So keep an eye on the channel for Friday morning fact sheet drop. Friday night, we're going to be back doing Wreckfest over on the secondary channel. Explanation FK's Funhouse for a link to that if you aren't already over there. Wreckfest is fun. We get to hang out and take out our weekly burdens on each other. Saturday we'll be back over on our secondary channel doing a multiplayer Baldur's Gate 3 after taking a week off due to the farm show. And then Sunday night we'll be back again over on the secondary channel. The weekend's all about the secondary channel, where we'll be doing our Sunday night convoy in American Truck Sim. And then the goal is to be back here on Monday night, streaming Riverbend, maybe. Streaming Schweizing Bahnhof, maybe. Or Limp Biscuit, Limp Inky, maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. Is that event going on? I guess if the event's going on, yeah. You know what, GoldenEye? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the folks from Fish Shit to send me a message about wanting to do a channel sponsorship. Tell you, the guys at the Fish Shit booth, they were very passionate about their packaged fish byproducts. They even tried to give David a pack to take home to Australia, but he figured they wouldn't clear customs. 14 deliveries. So we got 1 week. Oh my gosh. I haven't started any. I might have to do some this weekend. I assume they're the typical 100 miles. I tell you what, I'm way behind on anything. The farm show really does. It's all my attention. Most days I didn't even think about mods until like that night. I'm like, oh, I should probably see if there's any mods that drop. And then Friday morning, we left the hotel at 8 a.m. 8:30 a.m. because the show opens at 9. I got back to the hotel Saturday morning at 12:30. And then I put together the Friday video and got that uploading and went to bed around 2:30 to get back up at 6. So that's why I think if I do a tractor pull next year, it's only going to be Saturday. $200-mile runs or longer, that's going to take a while to do 14 for sure. Alright, and then I'm going to take this one down to the bakery as well. Flour mill. Not bakery. I am still trying to catch up a little bit on sleep, so I think we're going to call it there a little early for the night. Well, thank you all for coming out watching, for checking out the farm show coverage. If you've not seen the farm show coverage, definitely wait until the supercut drops so you can watch that in glorious 4K resolution. Maybe sometime this week I won't be completely exhausted. I really need to take a day off from work after driving back. But no, we don't learn our lesson. Again, I'll see you guys over on the secondary channel on Friday. Tomorrow night we're not streaming. But if there is a map drop, then we'll of course be covering that. Otherwise, Friday over at secondary channel, or Monday back over here. Until next time, happy farming.